Let me tell you guys something. Oh man, this show, there are two baffling booking decisions that Tony Khan made tonight or last night, as you guys will get this Monday. I'm telling you, Tony Khan, he's got to be, he had to be like fucking Tony Montana taking bump after bump after bumps of cocaine. Now, I will say, it's not going to be all negative, I promise. It sounds like it, but I've had a little bit of time to calm down a little bit because I was fucking fired up. I still am a little bit. You could tell that I'm a little fired up. I didn't even do my normal intro like I normally do. But this year's Dynasty wasn't as bad as last year's Dynasty. Last year's Dynasty was fucking awful. It was dog shit. Now, these two matches that I'm going to bitch about when we get to them, but I have a little bit more positives. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to go over all of the pre-show matches, and then we're going to get to the main card, and I'm just going to quickly, like, okay, this person won, that person won, and if I have any additional things to say about a individual wrestler or match, I'll discuss it. But other than that, we're going to try to get through this quickly because not only am I frustrated at two of these booking decisions, I also fucked up something else on my end, and I have to re-record something, which I am not. Like amateur hour over here on my end. I'm telling you, I don't know what the hell's going on. You know what? Shit. Like anyway, what I fucked up on is the second game that I'm going to be playing alongside Red Dead Redemption 2. I had already recorded the first part of it, but when I was going through a bunch of my photos and videos that I was deleting, I must have accidentally added that first part of the game playthrough of this game and accidentally deleted it, and I just fucking realized it. So I gotta redo that whole first part again and re-record it, so that's fucking lovely. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to these results, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in just a second. Alright, let's start with the 0 hour, aka their pre-show. And there were a couple of matches that were added that I didn't get to in my predictions, but that's fine, whatever. Let's go over what I would say is probably the best match of the pre-show. Alex Windsor and Marina Shafir. Now, I did say that Marina Shafir, that I thought she was going to win, but no, Alex Windsor actually won this match. And when I saw that actually happened, I was like beginning to think to myself, uh-oh, is that not a good sign for Will Ospreay? We'll talk about it when we get there, but that's kind of what I was thinking. That was a surprise, honestly. And for that shock or upset, it was the best match of the pre-show, or the 0 hour. Now, before we get ready to talk about the next match, Renee Young, or Renee Paquette, I should say, that, you know, she was Renee Young in WWE, but Renee Paquette now in AEW, she interviewed Willow Nightingale, who backstage, who got attacked by a returning Camille. And if y'all don't know who that is, Camille, back when Mercedes Moné was holding the TBS championship, Camille was pretty much her bodyguard, sort of. But then Camille told Mercedes Moné at one point that she quit, but Camille is back, and she attacked Willow Nightingale. So, next up, set up this pretty much a squash match. So, Camille was in a squash match against, I want to say her name was Big Ann or Big Annie. I can't fucking remember. It doesn't matter. Camille, she did a couple of moves and beat Big Annie 1, 2, 3, and that's what Camille looked like before she left Mercedes' side. Now this is what she looks like now, and I gotta say, She looks better now, in my opinion. And also coming up on Wednesday, they have set up on Dynamite, they have set up a TBS championship match between Willow Nightingale and, Willow Nightingale is going to be defending against Camille because of that attack. Will we see a new TBS champion with Camille? We shall see. Next up on the pre-show was a AEW National Championship match between Jungle Jack Perry defending against Mark Davis, and Jungle Jack Perry won and he retained. It was one of those smaller men versus bigger men type of matches, but yeah, not much to talk about. I guess they just wanted to throw Jack Perry onto the card and give a Don Callis member family something to do, even though he lost. Not talking about Jack Perry, but Mark Davis, being that Don Callis family member. Next up, so there he is. He retained the title. Great. Whatever. Cool. Next up, the final pre-show match was for the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championships. The defending champions, Megan Bayne and Lena Cross, defending against two jobbers, which I think I've heard of these women before. Hyen and Maya World. Well, they were jobbers in the sense of, okay, they got an entrance and all of that, but they were still jobbers. And they put up a semi-decent fight against Lena Cross and Megan Bayne, but ultimately Megan Bayne and Lena Cross ended up retaining. And I thought if I had to pick between the first jobber match and this tag team jobber match, the tag team jobber match was slightly better because the jobbers actually put up a little bit of a fight, but I didn't think they were going to be losing against jobbers. I have no idea who the hell is going to be challenging Megan Bayne and Lena Cross right now. I can't really think of anyone. They are actually trying to do something with Chris Statlander and what's her name? What's her name? I can't think of her name right now. I'm still too frustrated at two separate things right now. That Japanese woman, Shida, that's her name. Yeah. So they're trying to maybe do something with Chris Statlander and Shida as a tag team, which, I don't know. I would have done Harley Cameron and Chris Statlander as a tag team. That's what I would have done. But believe me, Tony Khan tonight, brother, you've made some terrible fucking decisions. We will get to it. I know I don't sound mad, but I was so mad I was ready to bite fucking nails at two of these dumbass decisions that he made tonight. And okay, that's just the image that where Alex Windsor beat Marina Shafir, and that is one of the titles that Alex Windsor beat Mercedes Moné for a while back. I forget what it's called, but I recognize it because of the light purple strap. But anyway, now I will be right back, and we'll get to the main show and talk about the results real quickly. Alright, let's get to the main show. First up, we are going to start with the Young Bucks going up against Okada, the international champion, and his partner Takeshita. And I gotta say, this is not one of the matches I'm going to be bitching about. Not the result. And when I'm going to be complaining about these two matches, it's not necessarily the quality of the matches themselves that were bad. It's just the booking decision on how the matches concluded. That's more so what I'm going to be bitching about a little bit. I will say this year's Dynasty was better than last year. Not significantly better, but better. The first Dynasty, 10 out of 10. Last year's sucked like fucking dick. This one improved slightly. This was a really good match to start off with, and the Young Bucks won the match because I said that either Takeshita was going to leave Okada high and dry, or it would have been the other way around. And that's exactly what happened. Takeshita left Okada to get fucked, quote unquote, by the Young Bucks, and they did a double team on Okada and pinned him 1, 2, 3. And Don Callis was out there on commentary to see this happen because Takeshita had a chance to stop and interfere in the double team, and he grabbed one of the Young Bucks' legs at first, but then he saw that Okada was in a precarious position, and he let his leg go, and he backed up with both of his hands raised up, and the crowd cheered. And I'm wondering if Okada and Takeshita was supposed to. I wonder if they were supposed to win this match, and we were going to get that one-on-one match. Although that might not matter too much, as I'm curious to see how Don Callis is going to react to Takeshita leaving Okada to get pinned in the middle of the ring. He may kick him out, and we still might end up getting that match anyway for Double or Nothing coming up in May. And I just will say, this show started off good. It started off pretty decent. It didn't start bad, but we will get to the first match that I had a real problem with. But the show, okay, I will say Kenny Omega and MJF, best match of the night. That's not a question. They saved, both MJF and Kenny Omega saved this show from being an absolute dumpster fire. I'm not saying the show is a dumpster fire, but man. Anyway, yeah, the Young Bucks won, taking advantage of Takeshita fucking over Okada pretty much, and that's the end of that. Next up, we have Chris Jericho going up against Ricochet, and some people probably are not going to like this decision at all, but Ricochet beat Chris Jericho, and I thought, okay, that's an odd decision, but I was trying to rationalize it. Maybe they had Ricochet win this match because where Jericho hasn't been in the ring for almost a year, and he has incredible ring rust. And I'm like, okay, I don't like Ricochet, but I could see why they made that decision. It kind of makes sense. And there was a move in the match that was really good by Chris Jericho and Ricochet where Ricochet, he's getting ready to shoot off, he's getting ready to jump off the top turnbuckle with a shooting star press, but Jericho catches him into a code breaker. And I thought, damn, that was pretty good. But yeah, Ricochet ended up winning. I thought at first, it was an odd decision, but it's not the worst fucking booking decision of the night. No, not at all. So yeah, Ricochet wins. Next up, we have Andrade going up against Darby Allin. And if Darby Allin wins this match, Darby Allin will be the number one contender for the AEW World Championship. And this was a pretty good match. And at this time, I was like, okay, this is the best match of the night. And I gotta think, this was certainly, if I was to rewatch this pay-per-view again, this is one of the matches I would definitely rewatch again because I liked their different styles of wrestling clashing together, so to speak. And yeah, Darby Allin won this match, and he is now the new number one contender for the AEW World Championship, and we'll talk more about that toward the end. But what's interesting is after the match, Andrade, he reached his hand out toward Darby Allin because he wanted Darby Allin to shake his hand, and they did. And that was, I thought he was just going to try to trick him and like sucker him in or whatever, but no, he didn't do none of that. So this match was pretty good. I liked it. I very much enjoyed it. And no, this is not one of the matches. I think we're about to get to it. I must have downloaded the picture twice. Oh no, okay. Yeah, Darby Allin won. So here we go. Yep, here we go. This is where the oh boy. Here we fucking go. This is the first match the booking decision that I'm gonna fucking bitch about. Tony Khan, did You take lots of bumps of cocaine like Tony Montana does in Scarface, because there ain't no fucking way that you were sober when you made this fucking decision. You really are not going to have Christian Cage and Adam Copeland win the tag team championships in Canada? Are you fucking serious? I don't understand that decision, that logic. What's the fucking logic behind it? Help me understand it. So obviously, as you know, FTR won and retained. Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, I don't get it. But that booking decision sucks a big old bag of massive dicks. I don't like being negative, but I can't spin this shit into a positive. The match was pretty good. It was really good. But the outcome, like, why? Unless they got something, I don't know. I can't even think logically right now about what they might have planned later. But right now, the fire is still lit, but it's not as earlier. Like I said, I wanted to bite nails. Like, what the fuck? You guys are in their hometown and you don't want to make the home crowd happy? Huh? I don't fucking get it. Look, as all of you know, or most of you probably know, I am a massive AEW fan. I'm a fan of AEW more so than WWE right now. Oh my god, but I'm sorry. Tony Khan, he had to be like, oh, I know, let me get some of that white powder, let me get some of that flour, that sugar up in my nostrils. The match was still pretty good, but this is where one of the only problems of the show starts. You can say that, okay, the show was too long and all of that. Okay, like, AEW has long pay-per-views. I'm not even bitching about the length of the pay-per-views, whatever. I think the longer that the pay-per-views are, the more worth it is your money. In my opinion, for a pay-per-view. But y'all might not agree with that, and that's fine. But I'm just like talking about the all-fucking-dacity of them having Adam Copeland and Christian Cage losing in their hometown. For what? For what? It don't make no fucking sense. Yeah, WWE right now, I know this is not about WWE, but they have their own bullshit going on right now with Pat McAfee. Like, oh god, that's even worse than this, but this is still fucking bad. This is, I don't, I don't know. It was a big fucking mistake having them lose in their hometown. But it's not the only mistake booking-wise on this show. We will get to it. So yeah, FTR wins and retains. Maybe they got something planned for later. I have no fucking idea. I'm not even going to think straight on that logic right now. Oh god. Let me see. What is the next match? We're going to find out. Oh, and there was one spot during this match I want to close on. There was one spot in this match where FTR was one of them. I can't remember who it was. It was one of the fuckers. I don't know. Anyway, one of them grabbed the tag team title belt and they were planning on hitting Edge with it. But Christian Cage, he saw this and, well, he went to try to grab the tag belt from out of his hands, but the other one come and pushed Christian Cage out the way, and then the other guy behind the referee's back, like, fucking absolutely nailed he nailed Adam Copeland with that championship belt for real, and he fucking bled like a stuck pig. A stuck pig! I'm so pissed off I can't even fucking speak, god damn it. Let's move on, okay? Let's move on. Okay, we have next up the Casino Gauntlet match to determine a new TNT champion. And we have Tommaso Ciampa as the number 1 entrant and the number 2 entrant to Roosh. Now, it was hard to predict who I thought was going to win this match, and I predicted Jay White, and that did not happen. Oh yeah, this is a shock. I mean, does it make sense? Time will only tell, but, after the baffling fucking booking decision that we just had with the tag title match, I don't fucking mind it. I wouldn't have guessed this guy to win the TNT championship. Kevin Knight. He's your new TNT champion. I don't mind this, but the question is, how long is he going to keep the title? Obviously, they had plans for Kyle Fletcher to still hold on to the title, but that poor SOB, he tore his meniscus, and they had to pivot, they had to swerve, they had to change plans. So, and by the way, I think I saw Kevin Knight is already defending the TNT Championship against Claudio, which, see, that's what I'm saying. Is Claudio about to be the new TNT champion? That would suck for Kevin Knight, just winning the title, but it's a possibility. I don't know. Tony Khan might do some more fucking cocaine by Wednesday and make more questionable booking decisions. Next up, we have Tekla defending the AEW Women's World Championship against Jamie Hayter, and yeah, it was a pretty decent match, and Tekla retained. Like, I don't know who's going to beat her unless they're waiting for Mercedes Moné, which, by the way, she did not return tonight. So, AEW Dynasty, or Dynamite this Wednesday, rather, they have a special called Spring Breakthrough or whatever. Maybe Mercedes Moné is going to return there, or she might return at Double or Nothing. I'm not really sure, but I don't know. They're going to be in Washington coming up on Wednesday, so I'm not sure. But I'm still predicting Mercedes Moné is probably going to end up taking the title off of Tekla. I just thought she was going to return tonight to set that up. But they still have plenty of time to set that up for sure. But, yeah, it was a little decent match between Tekla and Jamie Hayter, but I honestly didn't have any... It wasn't believable that Jamie Hayter was going to beat Tekla. Nah, not really. So let's go on to the next match. Oh boy. The second fucked up booking decision of the night. Gee, I wonder, can you take a guess at who won this match? If you said Jon Moxley, ding 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 ding, you are correct. Like, really, Tony Khan, you had to take some more bumps of cocaine again because you were coming off that high from the first couple of bumps, so you had to take more right before this match. And yep, I gotta have Jon Moxley win. For what? What does Jon Moxley have to win for? You know what you did by... I said that it was probably a bad fucking decision that Will Ospreay beat Jon Moxley on Dynamite before Dynasty, and that, well, look at that shit. I don't understand. I don't know what's the worst booking decision of this pay-per-view. I don't know what's worse, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage losing, or Will Ospreay losing. Both of them are pretty fucking bad. They are bad. Oh my god. Like, I don't know what's the low point of, not the quality of the matches. Both matches were good, but the way they were booked to end, like, by having Jon Moxley beat Will Ospreay, you know what you make Will Ospreay look like? You make him look like a weak, pathetic little bitch. You do. I don't fucking get it. Like, if they didn't want Will Ospreay winning the title, but they didn't want Jon Moxley losing, why not just do a fucking draw? Like I had suggested, but I don't even remember if they did a draw time limit for the pay-per-view or not. I honestly can't even fucking remember. I'm just so flustered right now. So this match and the tag team title match can suck a big, massive bag of massive fucking dicks. Not the match, the endings, how they ended. That's specifically what I'm talking about, okay? It's a toss-up for me, which is the worst booking decision of this show. Adam Copeland and Christian Cage not winning in their hometown, or Will Ospreay made to look like a pathetic weakling to Jon Moxley. Like I said, Tony Khan had to be doing, you know what, several times during this show. Ain't no way he was fucking sober. Ain't no way. Ain't no motherfucking way. I'm telling you. Whew. Here we go. Okay, so next up, we have the AEW World Trios Championship match. And Kevin Knight, Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Mystico were the World Trios champions. But however, on Collision, they lost the Trios championships to the Dogs. Gabe Kidd, David Finlay, and generic white guy and generic white goon, whose name I'm not even going to bother to fucking remember. He just looks like a generic white goon, okay? And they were defending their newly won World Trios championships against Roderick Strong, Orange Cassidy, and a mystery partner of theirs, which turned out to be the returning Kyle O'Reilly. The Conglomeration. I don't know if I said that right, but anyway, we're good. And to my surprise, the Trios team of Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong won the AEW World Trios Championships. Now, I was thinking that, okay, the Dogs are probably going to retain because they literally just won them not even 2 days ago, but that's not the case here. So I don't know what they're going to be doing with the World Trios titles, but congratulations to the Conglomeration. Whatever. The team of Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly. Congrats. It was a pretty good match, and it was, the result. I was like, I really don't care that much about the result, but as far as these match quality wise, there hasn't really been like a bad match, but I'm talking about two certain individual booking decisions that has kind of dipped this pay-per-view just a little bit. So, yeah. Now, I believe we are going to get to the main event for the AEW World Championship between the Devil, the AEW World Champion MJF, versus the god of professional wrestling, Kenny Omega. And this match was chef's kiss, absolutely. Best match of the night. This match alone saved this show from being an absolute dumpster fire, from being average. I would say this show overall was good. Like, if this match didn't happen, it would probably be average or below average, I'm not going to lie. But, I like how when Kenny Omega came out, he came out with, like, symbolisms of, like, God and, like, heaven and all that shit and all that, right? And then when MJF came out, he came out, quote-unquote, the devil. And when he came out, he was literally sitting in a chair where he was being risen up from the quote-unquote depths of hell. And I thought that played a very nice contrast to when Kenny Omega come out, where it was all lit up and all of that. But then when MJF come out there, the lights were all black and red, like to symbolize that he's supposed to be the devil. I thought they played that very well. And to probably nobody's surprise, MJF did retain. Now, there was one part in the match where MJF and Kenny Omega, they were on the top rope, and Kenny Omega set up MJF for a one-winged angel. I think that's the name. It's his finisher where he picks up the opponent and just like, he does this, he kind of drops him, but he usually does that with his feet on the ground, but he did this shit on the top turnbuckle, and I said, damn, that shit is fucking just crazy. It's brutal. Like, they went about 30 minutes, a little over 30 minutes, I want to say, and, well, what ended the match is, back, I want to say a couple of years ago, Kenny Omega had this medical condition going on called diverticulitis. I've never heard of it before, but from how he explained it, it sounds pretty bad. And that, that quote-unquote, injury going into the match about Kenny Omega's diverticulitis, it played a key into the match because toward the end of the match, behind the referee's back, MJF, he has his Dynamite Diamond ring on, and he uses it to punch Kenny Omega in the stomach because he had to get so much of his intestines taken out or whatever, Kenny Omega that is. And that right there, when he punched him in the stomach with that Dynamite Diamond ring, that he's like, oh, the injuries affected him and whatnot. And so yeah, MJF is able to take advantage of that injury, quote unquote, and he's able to beat Kenny Omega 1, 2, 3. And yeah, so MJF is still your AEW World Champion, and MJF is going to be defending the AEW World Championship against Darby Allin next. And I thought they were going to wait until Double or Nothing to do this match, but no, they're actually going to be doing that world title match coming up in Washington on Wednesday, which is, it's interesting they didn't want to wait. Because Darby Allin is from the state of Washington where they're going to be. And I'm thinking, are they going to, I don't know. Something tells me that they have Darby Allin beat MJF on Wednesday? No, I can't see it. I cannot fucking see it. I mean, Tony Khan has made some dumbass decisions lately, specifically with Dynasty. So who fucking knows? We might wake up Thursday and see that, oh, Darby Allin is the new AEW World Champion. Like, what the fuck? Oh, I thought they were going to do that match at Double or Nothing. Apparently at Double or Nothing Double or Nothing is going to be in New York, in the hometown of MJF. That's kind of interesting that pay-per-view happens to be taking place in New York. So I have no idea what the fuck they're doing for Double or Nothing now. So who knows? We will see. So if I had to make a ranking of, if I was to watch this pay-per-view again, which matches would I rank from? I would definitely watch, let me think of a couple. Okay. Obviously, this is the number one match that I would watch again. Absolutely. Phenomenal. Best match of the night. It's not even a question. Now, the second match I would rewatch. I guess I'll pick this one. I probably would just skip the ending. When I know the ending's getting ready to happen, I'm gonna skip it. But the match is still good. It's still really good, but that fucking ending, good God. Tony Khan, you had to be, it makes sense. Tony Montana and Tony Khan share a similar first name. So, is it too crazy to think that both of those, even though I know Tony Montana is a fictional character, but is it too crazy to not think that they did both of those things? I don't know. I'm just going to say I don't know, but Tony Khan must have had to do a couple of bumps in a row of y'all know what. Of the Coca-Cola, of that white powder. Oh, God. So I would put this at number 2. Number 3, I would put this one at number 3, despite the ending. And then I guess I'll pick a 4th. I'll go with this one as number 4. I might even bump this up to number 3. So yeah, those are my 4, I would say 4 matches I would definitely rewatch if I was going to rewatch the pay-per-view. For sure. And that is pretty much going to do it for the prediction, not the predictions, so I'm so damn tired, I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. That's going to do it for the AEW Dynasty results, and I'm going to have this out on Monday, earlier than I expected. All I have to do is edit it, and we'll be good to go, and I gotta work on another video that I had already did, but I accidentally deleted it, so I gotta work on it again, which, that part sucks that I accidentally deleted it, but this video, I don't mind doing again. It's just a pain in the ass to have to do it again because of me over here, amateur hour, deleting it without actually looking. I've never done that, by the way. Not that I can remember. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Let me know if you saw Dynamite, or I'm sorry, if y'all saw Dynasty, or if you catched up on it. Let me know, what did y'all think of it? I think I liked Revolution better overall, but this is still better than last year's Dynasty. Let's forget about those two endings of those two matches I was bitching and complaining about. Aside from that, this year's Dynasty was slightly better than last year's. I will give it that. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I will catch all of you on the next one. Until then, bye, guys.